Hey there. Hey, it's Mike from Empty the Bench, and we're here to do a NFC North preview in early 2016 prediction. So this is an ETB presentation, and let's get started. Let's talk about teams in the NFC North. You got the Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears, and the Detroit Lions. Now, I need to do a full disclosure. I am a huge Lions fan. I have been all my life. Yeah, I know, poor Mike. Um, it gets sold every year. At the beginning of the year, we're always so optimistic, and this year again, we're so optimistic that it's going to be finally going to be the year where the Lions can get into maybe past the first round of the playoffs or something. But I don't know. It's you know how it is. So I am a little partial to the Lions, unfortunately. So it may show through just a little bit. Here's what happened last year. We had two teams from the NFC North make the playoffs, the Vikings and the Packers. You got the Lions finishing at 7-9, and the Bears pulling up the rear at 6-10. Let's take a look at the preview. The Vikings. Let's get into it and look at their overall draft grade. We gave them a B minus. We did like Treadwell, and honestly, I think if he was around when the Lions were picking, they probably would have grabbed him. He was pretty solid wide receiver. And Beavers I think he's from Western Michigan. So, overall we gave him a B minus. There's really nothing that jumps out too much at you. Treadwell will be a nice little addition to the receiving core, which would have been nice with Bridgewater, but now Bridgewater's out. So, unfortunately, they're going to be relying a little bit more on the run this year. So it should give them some time to develop. As far as off-season acquisitions, you can see they picked up some linebackers, they picked up some defensive guys, a couple offensive linemen. So Vikings are, they won the division. They're going to be a contender again this year. You just never know what's going to happen. The Cheesehead Packerbackers. This one here, you can see that. Sorry, lost my train of thought here. But the Packers gave them a C overall grade as far as what they did in the draft. We do like Spriggs. He's a big offensive lineman, but we liked what he did at the combine. But they did pass up on a lot of good players in the first round that I was really surprised by. There was a lot of really solid players that they could have grabbed that would have made a much larger impact, I think, in our opinion, than Mr. Kenny Clark. As far as off-season acquisitions, they basically got a tight end. They had a ton of unsigned free agents, and one thing about Green Bay, they always seem capable of actually getting their players to re-sign with them, and it's just a tribute to the organization and to the small town family feel of the area. So the Lions, we gave them an A minus. Again, you can tell that we're a little bit keen on him, but we got the reason we did that was the way that the draft worked out with them with Taylor Decker. They needed to shore up the offensive line. They actually grabbed they actually went out and grabbed at least, I think it was at least three. Was it three? No, it was actually more than that. I think it was 4 offensive linemen in the draft. They made a decision to grab Decker in the first round, and they actually grabbed Robinson, which we had him on our board as being like the one of the top 2 or 3 defensive tackles, and he slid into the second round where Detroit was able to scoop him up. And we just think that they've placed a lot of focus on both the defensive and offensive trenches, and they went out and they executed to that. And then off-season wise, if you look at what they did in the off-season, they did the same. They had went out and grabbed Marvin Jones and brought in some safety help. We really like what Bob Quinn's starting to do. He wanted to build some depth on this team, and he really has. The Chicago Bears, we graded them out as a B minus. We like Leonard Floyd and Whitehair is on that offensive line. Bullard, he was a pretty solid defensive end. So, we do like what they did. They basically filled some holes that they had in the team that they've lost through free agency. But in a lot of cases, it's going to take a couple years for this group to come together. As far as off-season acquisitions, we do kind of like some of the pickups that they had. So, and Coach Fox is a solid coach, very defensive-minded coach. We've always loved him since he was at Carolina. He should, he's going to have the Bears competing at a very high level. We're just not real thrilled with Cutler, and not sure that Cutler is actually going to be that kind of quarterback that's going to lead you to a potential championship. We just never had the faith in him in that. So, but here's our early predictions. Again, no surprise here. We got the Lions winning it all at 11-5. Yeah, we'll see. The Vikings getting in at 10-6. The Packer backers, we got them at 7-9. We really think that the team is aging, and they're going to have a tough time keeping up. And the Bears, we got them finishing up at 6-10. So that's our prediction for the NFC North. Again, we're going to do probably a mid-season prediction, just our mid-season review, maybe grade how well we did against the early predictions, and maybe revise it. So if you enjoyed this, please share it. Subscribe to our channel. Hope you had a good time, and we'll talk to you soon.